working as a legal manager at Epopay Technologies, a private limited, a fintech company in South India. She has been a topper from the commerce batch of 2014 of our school. She completed her bachelor's in law from Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. She has had an experience of about 4.5 years in the legal industry. She has worked with law firms for 3.5 years before moving to the payments industry. During her college days, she has interned with senior advocates, including Mr. Harish Salve in Delhi and law firms across Hyderabad and Bangalore. She believes that it is important to determine career choices as early as possible to ensure that you can have a focused approach towards it. Over to you, Prachi.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for the lovely introduction. It feels great to be addressing my teachers, Principal Ma'am, Kamani Sir, all of my juniors. It's been 10 years now. And to be addressing all of you without being a part of a debate or a elocution or an extempore is amazing. So yeah, I'll just start with it. So students, at the outset, what I would want to tell you is, it's fine if you don't know where you stand right now. If it's fine if you don't understand what your career choices should be at this stage. I have been there. I didn't know I wanted to do law, and it's fine if you don't either. Um, to all of those who are in the science section, तुम्हें लगता होगा that after science the only two options are medical and engineering. If you have taken up commerce, you would be thinking कि अभी सिर्फ CA ही करना है. But that's not it. You just need to explore your options, and there are a plethora of opportunities available for you. And I really appreciate the school management to be taking up this initiative, and I'm happy to be a part of it. This is all being done to like help you understand what all opportunities you can pursue post your school. So what I have done right now is I've prepared a small presentation. I'll take you through it. Now, this includes everything that requires for you to become a lawyer. After you become a lawyer, what all things you might be facing, and how it actually feels to be a lawyer. So that's just pretty much it. After few slides, after every 2 or 3 slides, I'll just stop. Or if you have any questions, be it very lame, don't think what your teachers might be thinking, don't think what your classmates will be thinking, just ask me all of those questions and I'll address each one of them one by one. We'll have like a 10-minute break post each 3 or 4 slides, if that's okay. So I'll just share my screen and I'll take you through my presentation. Is my screen visible? Ma'am, is my screen visible?
Yes, yes, it's visible.
All right. So the first question that you need to ask yourself is why law? क्यों करना है law? ठीक है? So you might have your own reasons, but a few of the reasons that came to my head were these. One, you want to make a difference, you want to become a very nice person, you want to do good to the society, you want to stand up and bring justice to the underprivileged, the poor people, which all makes sense, which is a great thing to do. So that could be one of the reasons why you would want to take up law. You become a lawyer, you go to courts, you fight for the underprivileged, you fight for the poor people who don't have their own means to seek justice. Second thing, which is why most of the people become a lawyer, is you have good debating skills, you have good analytical thinking skills, and you are good at English. While the third thing, being fluent in English, is something that can come up with practice too. I think debating and analytical thinking is something that you in your heart would know that you're good at. So, and even if you can like work towards it, no doubt about that. So that is second of the reasons. The third reason could be that, and this is something that applies to all professions. बहुत पैसा कमाना है, बहुत रेप्यूटेशन चाहिए और बहुत रिस्पेक्ट चाहिए इन द सोसाइटी, और दोस्तों में भी बोलना है कि ओके आई एम अ लॉयर एंड दिस इज वेयर आई वर्क एंड दिस इज हाउ मच आई अर्न. So all of this is like very classic, goes with like all major professions. And the fourth reason could be you don't know what you want to do. Your parents told you you should be doing law and you haven't thought about anything else, so you do it. And then, even if you don't want to pursue law, after you have finished your law school, you can take up something else. So that's just always an option. By the way, this is why the second and the fourth reason is why I really thought law would be a good career choice for me. So, yeah, we'll just move on to the next slide. Talking about law schools. Now, I have just made a very short list. There are about 25 national law universities just in the country. Apart from that, each of the states have their own government law colleges, a lot of private colleges. But what I think at this stage are the top eight, yeah, that's the number, top eight colleges that are doing great. And just because, so these are the eight colleges that I have friends from, I have colleagues from, and I see how their professional growth has been, and it's been amazing. So, first one is NLSIU Bangalore. It is a national law university. So, going to the basics, जितने भी नेशनल लॉ यूनिवर्सिटी पूरी कंट्री में, उनका रेप्यूटेशन बहुत ज़्यादा है, बी इट इनसाइड द कंट्री और आउटसाइड. सो whenever you are a part of a national law university, it's things just work out easily for you. सब कुछ आसान हो जाता है. You get a better job, you get better internships, you get a better pay. All of those perks come with being a part of the national law universities. Okay, so first one is NLS Bangalore, and just for your reference, this is not arranged rank wise. Like, I cannot say if NLS Bangalore is the best college in the country. The last one, Government Law College Bombay, is not as good. These are not arranged rank wise. So don't pay attention to the order. Just know that these are one of the best colleges in the country. Now, after NLS Bangalore, Nalsar, Hyderabad. This is another national law university, which is great. The third one is WBNUJS Kolkata, another national law university, which is amazing. The fourth one is NLU Delhi, another national law university. The fifth one is BHU Varanasi, that is where I am from, Law School Banaras Hindu University. So I thought it will just be fair if I include that in the list. The sixth one is GNLU Gandhinagar, which is again a national law university. Then is Symbiosis Law School. Symbiosis is a very renowned name, so a lot of you might have heard about it. It has a management college as well, but it also has a law school. Now, for Symbiosis itself, there are three law colleges in the country. The first one being at Pune, which is the most popular. The other two are at Noida and Hyderabad. And the last one is Government Law College. Do we have any questions until now? Let me repeat it again. It's absolutely fine if your questions are, if you think your questions are really stupid, it's absolutely fine. It's your career, you make a choice, and you have to live with it for the rest of your life. So, whatever questions you have, please go ahead. Including like teachers or parents if there are any. अगर आपके पास कोई भी questions हो तो आप please मुझसे पूछ सकते हैं.
Don't wait for the questions. Prachi, can you
हाँ.
hear me? Yeah,
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
wait for the questions because the questions will be sent to Sanjeev in
Okay.
a separate WhatsApp. Okay, so don't wait for the questions. Just you continue, and the questions, then Sanjeev will share the questions with you.
Okay. Ma'am, since I'm sharing my screen, I'll not be able to see the questions. So I'll just stop in between for a while to check.
No, no, you continue sharing the screen and you finish this the presentation, and then
Huh.
we will take questions.
Okay, okay, all right, that makes sense. Now, coming to entrance examinations. Each of the law colleges in the country have their respective entrance examinations. You write these examinations, and that is how you get it. I mean, you all understand the concept of entrance tests, right? So that's it. For all of the NLUs, which I should again say, there are 25 NLUs, National Law Universities. Yeah, this is better. So, yeah, for all of the national law universities in India, except National Law University Delhi, we have this test called CLAT, Common Law Admission Test. For NLU Delhi, which is National Law University Delhi, we have ALET, which is All India Law Entrance Test. For my very own law school, BHU, we have BLAT, which is Banaras Hindu University Law Admission Test. For all of the colleges in Maharashtra, including Government Law College, but not the National Law University. So there are two National Law Universities just in the state of Maharashtra. One is in Bombay and the other one is in Nagpur. Apart from these two colleges, whichever colleges are there in Maharashtra, take admissions through Maharashtra Law Common Entrance Test. And for symbiosis, it's SLAT, which is Symbiosis Law Admission Test. Now, this being just a list of all of the entrance examinations, the major entrance examinations, I'll move to what to expect in these examinations. The questions asked in all of these examinations, although their names are different, there will be separate markings. The entire marking structure, in fact, will be different for all of these examinations. But the only 5 things that you can expect in these examinations are based on English language. So be the best at English, focus a lot on your English language papers or your English language subject. Maths, I can understand a lot of you might not like maths, but 10th तक के level वाला maths is extremely important. उसके बाद, that is why even in school you have this option of not opting for maths, but like in all the major examinations that you give, examinations you go for post school, ये 10th तक के level वाला maths you have to understand and you have to be good at. So as long as all of you until like 9thers and 10thers are also here, so jab tak time hai, you work your best in maths. If you are all of those guys who are in 11th and 12th, you can always practice. So even if you have not opted for maths as a subject, extra books le lo bahar se, just for the sake of practicing, just for the sake of entrance examinations, and practice it. Because what I can also tell you is, through your 5 years of law school, and yes, that is the amount of time that you spend on in getting a law degree. It's a 5-year course. So उस 5 years में you don't have to study maths. So that's a relief, okay? अभी बस basics पढ़ लो for the sake of clearing the examinations if you are interested in law. The next thing would be logical reasoning. Now, इसमें बहुत logical questions पूछते हैं. You'll be given a pattern and then you'll be asked to guess the next pattern. You'll be given a set of numbers and you'll be asked to guess the next number. Just know that all of these questions are multiple choice questions. So most of these questions are multiple choice questions. I'll come to the legal reasoning later, where there are, they expect you to write answers as well. So that's separate. Apart from that, current affairs and GK. Now, given the number of entrance tests that I had appeared in, I know for a fact that whatever GK books were prescribed from throughout school, in our school, were sufficient. They cover a good amount of general knowledge that you should be knowing at whatever 15, 16, 17, 18 years of age. Okay. And current affairs के लिए you will get magazines anywhere in any of the book stalls. So just go there and get current affairs का कोई भी book and just go through it thoroughly. And then comes legal reasoning. Now, I understand that legal reasoning is not something that you are taught in schools, that you are expected to know at this stage. You are not. So, a lot of you won't understand, but this is where um, practice books come in. So, there are a lot of books available in the market. You prepare for law entrance examinations. Okay, so at this stage, I would also want to like let you know that sometimes one you have to start really early if you want to pursue law. At least you give it 4 to 5 months of time. For this, what you can also do is approach a few coaching centers in Jamshedpur. There are a few actually. I did some research and I found that there's Career Launcher. Career Launcher has branches all over the country. So, and I have friends who have studied from there and gotten into premier law colleges. So there is that. Then there is IMS. Then there is masterminds. IMS and masterminds also help you with other courses as well, and all of it are in Bistupur. So go ahead, visit these places, post your school or post your coaching, and then understand from them. Take trial classes and then see if you want to pursue it further. So there's that, and I should also tell you that these entrance examinations are not it. You have to score well in your 10th and 12th. So, you know, admissions into all of these colleges are based on how much points you get. So they allot points. से फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर 10 पॉइंट्स अलॉट करें हैं पर स्टूडेंट को, तो 5 पॉइंट्स में भी ये एंट्रेंस एग्जामिनेशंस को देंगे, 3 पॉइंट्स ये तुम्हारे 10th और 12th के बोर्ड एग्जामिनेशन रिजल्ट्स को देंगे और 2 पॉइंट्स तुम्हारे इंटरव्यू को देंगे. येस, देयर इज an interview session as well for most of these colleges. So, and that is how they score you. Like 10th पे अगर out of 10 तुम्हारा score is 9 and किसी और का score is more than you. Actually, leave it aside. If if you get say 4 out of 5 in the entrance examinations, and someone else get a 4 out of 5 in these entrance examinations, or if that person has scored more than you in their 10th and 12th, that person will get in and you won't. So अगर तुम्हें लग रहा है कि you can just slack off school and then not study and then still make big, it becomes a bit difficult. I won't say you won't make it big, but it gets a bit difficult. So boards पे बहुत focus करो. Try and score more than 90%. That's always better. And then see if you want to do it. Approach all of these coaching centers as well. That's always a good option to understand whether how these entrance examinations are conducted, what the course entails, and take a choice. Take a wise, well informed choice of whether you want to pursue law or not. Now, once you get into law school, 5 years होते हैं. So, okay, again, 12th के बाद there's 5 years का course. If you think you want to delay it a little bit, you want to delay your decision of getting into a law school, what you can do is 3 साल का graduation कर लो, BA, BCom, BSc, whatever, and then go for a 3 year का course. But just know that in that case, वो 6 years का हो जाता है for just to graduate, which is a long time. Again, 5 years is not any shorter. So 5 years, 3 years, it all depends on you. But while you are at law school, I would say the most important thing जो तुम्हें करना ही करना पड़ेगा are internships. Now, internships क्या होते हैं? Internships are unpaid jobs. तुम्हें काम करना होता है, तुम्हें काम सीखना होता है, just like any other lawyer, और तुम्हें पैसे नहीं मिलते. Two breaks every year. So 5 years के law school में you'll get 10 breaks, and most of the law schools these days have made it mandatory to have 10 internships on your CV. So you have to have 10 internships. Now, abhi internships जो होते हैं, it can be with anyone. It can be with a practicing advocate. Practicing advocate कौन होते हैं जो I'll get into very basics so that you're very clear in your head as to where and what you should be doing. So practicing advocates वो होते हैं जो courts जाते हैं, who appear before a judge and they fight a case. So when you are interning with an advocate, you will understand how a lawyer who goes to works. What all does he prepare for? Right now, at one today, I'm representing a very honest man. Tomorrow, I'm representing a criminal. तो तुम्हें दोनों साइड से अपने डिसीजंस अपने आर्ग्यूमेंट्स बनाने होते हैं. So you get an exposure, you understand how advocates work, you understand how judges base their decisions on. Okay, so that's for the first. The second thing could be you can intern with a company, you can intern with a law firm. Okay, the details of all of it will come later. These, so basically, internships are where you learn what you want to be doing post your law school. ये जो तुम्हें 10 internships मिलते हैं, you explore whether you want to go to the courts, whether you want to sit in a company, whether you want to pursue something else. This is where you explore, but you have to have 10 internships on your resume. Another thing, now you might have noticed that most of the law schools that I had listed in the previous slide were based out of big cities while making career choices. And मैं सिर्फ law की बात नहीं कर रही हूँ. If you are choosing any other course, what you should also focus on is doing it, especially when you're doing a professional course. I'm not talking about bachelor's or anything. When you're doing a professional course like an engineering or a law or a medical degree, you should always go for these cities where you get a lot of exposure. You go to Delhi, you go to Bangalore, you go to Hyderabad, because ये interns, when it comes to internships, right after class, right after law school, जो शाम को time मिलता है, you can just approach any office, किसी भी advocate का office, किसी भी company, किसी भी law firm में, and they will consider your application. They'll see your interest, and at least you'll have a basic understanding of how things operate, and this helps you in your professional career a lot. So even if you're a part of a college which is not that great in terms of studies or anything, the fact that it is based out of Delhi, maybe an Amity or Indraprasth University, um, you will have that exposure. तो वो exposure बहुत ज़रूरी है. Ensure that at least when you're pursuing law, you ensure that you get that exposure. So there comes internships. The next thing is moot court competitions. Now, college में जैसे court में lawyers appear before a judge and they fight on a particular issue, argue on a particular issue. Well, that's the right word. Moot court competitions होते हैं in a similar manner in law schools, जहाँ पे there'll be a panel of judges. You'll be given a fake scenario. You will be the lawyer from one side. There'll be another student who will be the lawyer from another side. You have to prepare arguments and then you have to argue. You have to plead the case before your judges. And then you have to do it from the other side as well. So that is how law school prepares you. ऐसे आपको law school prepare करता है for like what has to come post your law school. Then comes debating. Debating जो तुम्हारे school में चल रहा होता है, वही, it's very similar. Then research projects. Now, in school, what do? You get a project topic, you open Google, you copy everything, you submit it. It doesn't work.
Sorry to interrupt, Prachi. This is Sujata Sinha, teacher of NHES.
Hi, Sujata ma'am. Yes, please tell me.
Actually, I have a question. Just you told that there are 10 internship, right?
Yes.
So, Is there a time limit to complete these internship? A child can complete it in 1 month or 1 year, or some specific days are there?
Ma'am, usually what happens is it's a 1 month internship in most cases. But because that is the amount of break that you get after every semester, like 6 मंथ के सेमेस्टर के बाद 1 महीने का ब्रेक मिलता है जिसमें बच्चे जाके इंटर्नशिप करते हैं. तो ऑल द इंटर्नशिप्स आर यूजुअली लिमिटेड टू 1 मंथ. लेकिन इन अ फ्यू लॉ स्कूल what happens is that they themselves give you a little more time to do internships. तो वो 2 महीने दे देते हैं, या फिर वो लास्ट जो 10th सेमेस्टर होता है वो पूरा बोलते हैं कि तुम इंटर्नशिप्स ही करो. तो फिर कोई लिमिट नहीं होता. तो जब आप इंटर्नशिप एप्लीकेशन लिखते हो, चाहे वो किसी को भी, एडवोकेट को हो, कंपनी को हो, लॉ फर्म को हो, तो हमें खुद से स्पेसिफाई करना होता है कि वो इंटर्नशिप पीरियड कितना होगा. इज इट फॉर अ मंथ,
Okay.
इज इट फॉर 2 months? यू स्पेसिफाई योर ओन डेट्स एंड दे एक्सेप्ट.
Okay, so a lawyer intern can get the certificate from that
Yes.
under whose he is doing.
Yes, you
Okay,
get an internship at the end. On your last day, you get an internship certificate which says what all have you worked on and what were the dates of your internship.
okay, thank you. You are explaining very well. So basic things you are telling about this law firm and all. So I
Yes.
think students will get lots of knowledge about that. So you continue. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Also, like while we are talking about internships, I would also want to specify that last year में आप जो internship करते हो, that determines whether you can get a job at the place where you're interning. So in during my last year, I at the end of at the end of eighth semester, I interned with a law firm in Hyderabad. At the end of ninth semester, I interned with the same law firm in Hyderabad, and they offered me a pre-placement offer, that is a PPO. They asked me to join them right after law school. So that happens. So internship से आपके job opportunities खुल जाते हैं. Okay, now coming back to projects. You get extensive research projects in the sense कि आप Google से कुछ भी copy नहीं कर सकते हो. You'll have to apply your own brain. You'll have to go through a number of books, a number of articles, think about the topic in hand, and then do a project. And you get very limited time for it. You don't get a lot of time like you do in school. That does not happen. You have to do it all. That is how it works. Like that is how it worked for me multiple times. And of course, endless fun. It's 5 years of law school is amazing. You get to have a lot of fun, and it's great to be around people who think like you, who are similar minded, and it wants you to makes you want to be better. So you have an idea as to where you want to be at the end of 5 years. So, and it's a lot of fun. So this is what you can expect in law school. Now moving to job prospects. Okay, this is the most crucial thing कि अभी 5 साल हो गए, 3 साल हो गए, अब आगे क्या? Litigation, in-house counsel. Now, what each of these fields entail, I'll explain everything to you in the next few slides. So it's better we just start. Litigation. Litigation का मतलब क्या होता है? Going to courts. You litigate. Litigate means you plead before a judge. You argue a case. कभी right side से, कभी wrong side से, without revealing that you're on the right side or on the wrong side. Everyone is right when it comes to court. You have to be extremely critical, extremely analytical, extremely creative. So what you can do is, if you think you can be really good at it and you want to do this, again, telling this to you again because my parents and my relatives were made to answer these questions. हर किसी को लगता है कि वो साक्षी कोर्ट में बैठना पड़ेगा कोर्ट पे. That's not how it happens. So people used to ask my dad कि अच्छा प्राची लॉ कर रही है तो साक्षी में प्रैक्टिस कर रही थी, कोर्ट पे बैठी थी. नहीं. That is not how it works. During your law school, 5 साल है आपके पास, 10 internships है, in the sense almost on an average 10 महीने हैं तुम्हारे पास to know whether you want to do this. So you approach an advocate ka office, you ask them for an internship offer, you work with them, know how it works, know how they prepare case files, know what they are, how they think, what they are thinking when they are arguing before a judge. And then if you think it really works for you, start practicing with an advocate post your law school. 5 साल के बाद बस निकल जाओ और किसी advocate के साथ practice करो, उसके साथ काम करो as a junior. See how they work. Again, there's once you get into this profession, you choose law as a profession, you have to put in long hours of work. You have to be prepared ki, this requires a lot of effort. It will drain you. Uh, it will take a lot from you, but this is what. But it's exceptionally rewarding. So just be sure that you want to do before you take this up. Even if you, I mean, life just works out, you understand. So yeah, there are long hours of work, including research and drafting. Even while you are there as a junior with any of the advocates, they'll tell you कि अच्छा ये drafting का मतलब क्या है, writing, like drafting a particular case file. So you'll have to do your research. They will ask you now if there is a particular case today, तो वो तुम्हें बोलेंगे कि रिसर्च करो कि ऐसा कोई केस पास्ट में रहा है कि नहीं, ऐसा कोई केस सुप्रीम कोर्ट के सामने आया था कि नहीं, कोर्ट्स में आया था कि नहीं. So in at that moment you'll have to research for cases that have already happened or research for any other area of law and then draft case files. Now इसमें क्या होता है, litigation में क्या होता है, the pay, the salary remuneration is not that great in the first few years. It's extremely low because, of course, you're working with an advocate who is teaching you. So you're not giving back much. तो जितना तुम although you are putting in a lot of effort, you're doing it for yourself. जो draft तुम बना के भेजोगे उसको, वो उसमें 100 changes करेगा. तो you are doing it for yourself, so he won't pay you that much. It's very, very low in the first few years. But post, when you have built a reputation in the market, when you have built connections, जब तुम अपने सीनियर के साथ कोर्ट में जाओगे, you will connect with a lot of people, you will discuss issues, and that is, people will know you and they will bring cases before you, and that is how you bring your you make your repute in the market. So at that stage you'll make big money. बहुत पैसा होता है, बहुत reputation होता है. If you guys have heard of Harish Salve, as ma'am said, I have interned with him. Harish Salve, if you just in case you don't know him, he was a lawyer for Salman Khan for all of his cases. So he's a very renowned lawyer. He works out of his office in Delhi. He rarely stays within the country because he just has a lot of things to do. He has a house in the UK. He has appeared before the International Court of Justice. You will learn about all of these things once you get into law school. So yeah, that is what it entails. Now moving back to the next career choice. This is in-house counsels. In-house counsel का मतलब क्या होता है? Lawyers who work with companies. Companies being कोई भी company around you, be it Geo or be it Microsoft or be it Google, whoever, whatever. Like I'm working with a company, it's a fintech company. जैसे Paytm एक company है, वैसे IPOPay एक company है. You know Paytm because Paytm is a very renowned company in the north. You don't know much about IPOPay because IPOPay south में है. So when you're working with companies, what do? You do general contract drafting. Contract drafting का मतलब क्या होता है? आप agreements बना रहे हो between two parties. Now, who can be these two parties? These two parties can be, I'm like, if my company is taking services from any other outsider, we have to have an agreement with them कि उसमें क्या क्या services होंगे, किसके क्या rights और obligations होंगे, ये सारी चीजें होती है. So that's how a contract works. So you're doing that, or you're taking care of compliances. Compliances क्या होता है कि whether company is working in accordance with laws. Now for every area of work, there are laws in the country. So if anything goes, against those laws, you you commit a crime basically. You get punished for it. So as a company lawyer, you have to ensure that you're complying with all of those laws. The remuneration packages are moderate to high. It's not low. Even if you start at a company like right after law school, you can expect a decent salary. Okay, but with time and with age and experience, it just gets better. In terms of the uh, amount and the time of work you put in, it's moderate to high. So actually, if you become, like I just said a while back, if you become a lawyer, you have to be clear in your head कि ज़्यादा काम करना पड़ेगा, कम से नहीं होगा. कम करना is not an option in this profession. So you have to be prepared for that. Now, coming to law firms. Law firms क्या होते हैं? Now, when you're a part of a company, in the previous slide when I talked about companies, companies में you work with people across all professions. You'll be working with an engineer, you'll be working with again engineers में ही बहुत सारे bifurcations हैं. So you'll be working with people from different professions, but in a law firm you're only working with lawyers. there are there's a team of lawyers, there's a team of corporate lawyers who are only working on big mandates. कहीं investment हुआ किसी कंपनी में, किसी बड़ी कंपनी को किसी और कंपनी ने acquire कर लिया. These are the huge things that law firms work on. And since the kind of work is great and it's very significant in the market, you have to invest all of your energy, like I have said, about 16 to 22 hours a day, which I have done for the first 3.5 years of my professional career. I still have friends who like don't sleep for days, but the starting packages are good. As you can just see, it's 12 to 20 per annum. So since they're paying you this much, they'll take a lot from you. So be prepared for that. But you also become very significant, when you say that you are a part of this law firm, people know you, people recognize you. It adds huge value to your CV. And then the kind of coming to the kind of work, it just varies because there are different teams. There are teams who deal with lease agreements. Lease agreements क्या होते हैं? I mean, you must be aware if your parents have signed a lease agreement for your house. That's real estate. That's one practice area of work. Then there is general corporate, जहाँ पे you're only drafting contracts. Then there is mergers and acquisitions, जहाँ पे, as I said, if there is an acquisition happening of some big company, you have to be a part of it. So just like that, there are several practice areas in law firm, and hence law firms are always huge. So when you're a part of these law firms, it's although there are long hours of work, the kind of lifestyle that you get into is something like it shows where you belong. So it's great. Then comes judiciary. Judiciary का मतलब होता है आप जज बन जाते हो. Now आप जज सुप्रीम कोर्ट में बन जाते हो? नो. आप हाई कोर्ट में बन जाते हो? नो. आप लोअर कोर्ट में बनते हो at very small area, small places, very small cities. Even to get into civil court, which is in Sakchi, वहाँ तक भी पहुँचने में time लगता है. But then, okay, first, for this, there are tough entrance examinations. So after law school, once you get your law degree, you become eligible to sit in these examinations. इसको बोलते हैं PCSJ. जुडिशरी के लिए होता है ये बेसिकली, और हर स्टेट का अपना अलग एग्जाम होता है. So, and again, the paper varies from state to state. The formats vary from state to state. If you're preparing for any state, you have to put in long hours of work. because entrance examinations are tough. They give you essays which have to be written in both English and Hindi. So तुम्हें English Hindi दोनों बहुत अच्छे से आना चाहिए. And then they also ask you to for your knowledge in regional languages sometimes. So that happens. But then, of course, once you become a judge, even though it's in like one of the lower courts, you enjoy great reputation. You get your own house, you get medical services, you get your own car, you get servants. So basically, तुम्हारी salary तुम्हारे account में ही रह जाती है, which is moderate. Again, it's not that high, but the amount of perks that you get compensates for everything. So basically, you're saving all your salary. So that's it. And it's not that you can't get into a high court. After a few years of practicing in the lower courts, you become eligible for entering, for being a judge into at a higher court. And then when you're very old, there are again requirements, qualifications, but that is something that can be decided or discussed later. That's not a problem. The last, okay, that's not the last thing. That's the second last thing. You can get into academics, become a professor. LLB खत्म करो, LLM खत्म करो, PhD खत्म करो, कुछ एग्जाम्स होते हैं वो सारे दो, become a professor. There's a stable income, moderate income, lot of reputation and respect, and there's work-life balance. This is the only place which I would say doesn't take a lot from you post your once you're out of your college where you are a professor. You can actually relax in your house. No one post college hours को तुम्हें आके परेशान नहीं करेगा. So this is one thing which gets you a lot of respect, and there's work life balance. The last thing is judicial clerkship. Just after law school, what you can do is write first during law school तुम्हें बहुत research papers लिखने होते हैं. So focus on that a lot. Just after law school, apply for, so there are websites where you can, like there's one website called Loctopus. So all these things are something that you'll get to know once you are in a law school. But बहुत सारे ऐसे websites होते हैं, बहुत सारे ऐसे app जहाँ पे you can see what all applications are open. So judges at high courts and supreme courts, they ask for research associates. You become a judicial clerk or a research associate. When I say clerk, this is not some clerk who's looked down upon. No, that's not the thing. It's a very respectable, very knowledgeable profession to be in. So you become a judicial clerk, you become a research assistant to a judge. वो judge, whichever matter may he is sitting, he will ask you to do your research, on the basis of which he will deliver judgments. So you understand, you become a very important part of someone's life, because उस इंसान का उस इंसान के लाइफ डिसीजंस का, उसके जजमेंट, उसके केस का जजमेंट हो रहा है जो तुम्हारे जज दे रहे हैं, एंड योर जज इज टोटली रिलाइंग ऑन यू. So it requires long hours of research and drafting, that's for sure. Because it's right after law school, and again, the judge is using his own intellect to understand whether to rely on your research or not. The income is not that great in the initial years, and इसके बाद prospects बहुत खुल जाते हैं, because in your CV you will have a Supreme Court or High Court के judge का नाम. So whichever office you approach, or whichever university, be it a domestic Indian university or an international university, they'll give you a lot of value because you have that name in your CV. So, yeah, that's about it. And even after all of this, if you're not interested in any of these professions, you can always go for civil services. Civil services में IAS, IPS करते हैं, which is, again, this option is available to anyone who has a graduation degree. So you can always choose from multiple professions not related to law post this, but these are one of the most significant career options that are available post law. Now, post this discussion, I hope this was clear and it helped you. What you can do is, I'll share this with Paramita ma'am, I'll share this with Subhash sir. Go ahead, take this presentation with you, go through it, do your own research. Understand if you're interested in it. If you're interested, then all options are available. Delve deep into each of these options. Reach out to more people who are in this profession to understand better. Don't reach out to people who will bring you down. Always reach out to people who will, uh, motivate you to do better. Take a calculated decision post you have done all of your analysis. Understand if you want to do it, and if you want to do it, how you want to do it, how much time and money and efforts you're going to invest into it. And then just start preparing, even for all of the students who are still in the ninth or 10th class. Start reading up. I think reading up articles and just knowing a lot as to what is happening in the legal industry always helps. So yeah, that's about it. I think we'll just take questions at this stage.
Students, if you want to ask any question, please send it to the WhatsApp number which is provided so that it can be out. Prachi, you
Okay.
can see question. Yeah, you can see the
Yes,
question.
I can see the question. So it's Manas asks, like, there are different types of lawyers: criminal lawyer, environmental lawyers. So while pursuing the law degree, do we have to study as a whole regarding every field, like for criminals, family, labor, tax, etc., or do we get a freedom to choose any one or two type of course or subjects? Great question, Manas. So what I'll tell you is, yes, you have to study all of this. You have to study environmental law for sure. Um, you'll have to study family law, which includes Hindu law and Muslim law. You have to study labor laws. You have to study tax laws. In some colleges, you do get an option to choose between subjects, but that only happens in the fourth or fifth year of your college. For the first 3 years, the law options are mostly just the same. Like, you have to study contracts, you have to study constitution. It's just common for everyone. So yeah, get you do get to choose between options, but that's only between like fourth or fifth year. Yeah. Any is that clear, Manas?
Next question, Sanjeev sir. Next question, please. Sanjeev sir, can you hear me? हाँ, कितना क्वेश्चन है? No further. Students, if you are having any question, please send it to the WhatsApp number.
Yes, as sir said, you can send it to the WhatsApp number and he'll forward it
Actually,
to
we
me.
have no, no, we have already provided a WhatsApp number, Prachi.
Okay, sir.
So
Okay,
there
sir.
will be
Ha, sir. Then you can send it to me, and then I'll ensure that I answer each of these questions.
anybody sending on.
Students, if you have questions, students, if you have questions, please send it to the WhatsApp number that was shared with you all.
I think Manas definitely has a question. So, Manas, you can reach out to that WhatsApp number, send your question there, and I will respond to that as soon as I receive it. All right, thank you so much, students. Hope this made some kind of sense, and this will help you figure out what career paths you
Another
should be
question.
choosing.
Actually, another question.
Okay, what are the
Rafi,
benefits
there's
of
a
being a
question for
court?
you.
Yes, ma'am. What are the benefits of being a court lawyer and a company lawyer? So, when you become a court lawyer, you appear before courts, you plead a case before a judge. Like I said, the first slide in the job prospect section was litigation. So, litigation is what you do. When you become a court lawyer, you plead a case, you appear before the courts. That can be, you can be a criminal lawyer, you can be a civil lawyer, you can be a family lawyer. There are multiple options, multiple, bifurcations within litigation. And when you become a company lawyer, you basically don't go to courts ever. You sit behind a laptop and do everything on your laptop. So that is how it works in terms of remuneration. For company lawyers, it's a bit better than court lawyers, and but the growth again is like moderate. It can get amazing as well, but for a court lawyer, you usually start off with working with another advocate who is already established, and then build up your own practice. So it takes you some time to make your own money. So that is how it's different. What are the pros and cons? Um, Again, just to add on to what it means to be a court lawyer. Okay, one, it's not a court lawyer; it's litigation lawyer. Okay, so when you become a litigation lawyer, um, once you have established that repute in the market, once you have had a lot of connections, you have a lot of clients, you do great both in terms of money and both in terms of reputation and respect. So sometimes it can be better than a company lawyer as well. But the possibility of that not happening also exists. So even though you can spend years of work going to courts and understanding how a court operates and how a judge thinks, you might not do great or be the best lawyer in the city. You'll be an average lawyer, but that works as well. I mean, as long as it's peaceful and nice. Who doesn't like it? What are the pros and cons of being a criminal lawyer? It's quite repetitive. Anisha, I would say, as I just said, litigation lawyer includes criminal lawyer, civil lawyer, family lawyer, everything. So you become a criminal I mean, all of the lawyers who get into litigation follow the same course. So you get cases, you are great. You don't get cases, there are idle days. You're not doing anything, you're not getting money. So it depends on what cases you're getting and how many connects you have built in the industry. Next question, please.
I don't think there are any more questions, Prachi.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
I believe I don't think I can't see any more questions. Yes. So, but thank you very much, Prachi, for giving us your time. And I'm sure the students must have uh, uh, learned something from interacting with you and the presentation if they have followed it diligently. So thank you again. And this is the kind of thing that we'll be doing every week, possibly every week, with the different kind of career options. So I hope the students will join in again. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am, thank you for giving me this opportunity. It was great interacting with all of the students and you guys. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Prachi, again. Yes, thank you.